Hey everybody, it's Rob from Flailthroughs. This is Gundam Battle Operation 2, and this is another request from Brigadier Darman, this time the Guncannon mass production type as Brawn, for the Autobot from, Transformers, the original G1 cartoon. So, uh, takes the colors quite well, I feel like. I was not able to get Brawn's silver knees, but otherwise it worked out pretty well. And unlike some of the other Guncannons, it has a central decal location, so I was able to use an Anaheim Electronics logo turned sideways to stand in for the Autobot symbol. So yeah, worked out pretty well. And I have not run the Guncannon MPT in forever, which always liked the thing, so happy to do it again. And let's see, yeah, that is a white Gundam in Char colors, I think, or maybe it's the Castfall Gundam. It's kind of hard to tell, but yeah, about the only thing I've seen so far that I really don't want to be dealing with, okay, that's a Castfall Gundam, is that Ghoul, which, yeah, can be a capital P problem. That Gundam Alex, it can also be a problem just by virtue of being faster than me, but as long as I, get the drop on it, which I can do, I have a chance. Just wasted one roll, just wasted two rolls, now it's time to shoot and kick it in the face. There we go. Unfortunately, as I frequently do, I forgot to reload my machine gun, else I might have been able to finish it off, but that's okay. I seem to have destroyed its legs, and yep, it was getting ready to try and shoot me as it came around the corner, so yeah, just like a lot of this game is, as I've said before, is timing and, being able to tell what, another player is going to do. Just I'm not always good. I get ahead of myself. I panic sometimes, and I am not as good at making those reads as I could be. It also helps if you're familiar with the suit you're fighting. I've played the Alex enough times to have a pretty good sense of its capabilities, so that definitely helped. Also, just a lot of times when you try to fire uncharged shots on a charging beam rifle, if you're in a hurry and you don't remember to just tap the button and you hold it down, yeah, it can kind of delay things. So, don't know that that's what happened there, but it happens to me enough times that I kind of figured I'd have time to, work on that. Now I've exploded, however. Um, but yeah, so far so good. The Guncannon MPT really is the best of the gun cannons for Brawn anyway, just because it is very kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Squat. It's a little bit broader and a little bit chunkier than most gun cannons, even, which are not tend not to be fairly tend not to be slim to begin with. So there's a nice grouping that I managed to completely miss. That takes skill, but yeah, just don't want to get too close up on that whole assortment of enemies. But if I can, pick them off from a decent distance. Well, hit the Alex 1803 from a single shell. I know because the other one hit me in the face. You know, yeah. This is what happens when I start thinking, hey, that was something I did earlier was pretty slick. That's when I start making all the mistakes. Right now, I'm just gonna try and just kind of draw people in and hope that the support fire gets them. I think at least one, yeah, Castfall Gundam did go down, so that's something. Don't know if the Ghoul did or not, but yeah, they, well, got an assist on something, so that's not bad. Probably that Alex, since I tagged it a couple of times, but yeah, so sometimes, using yourself as bait doesn't work. Once in a blue moon it does. I think this time it did. Regardless, we're closing in on them score-wise, so that is fine. And yeah, I decided to hold the support fire because just for one thing, 4-on-1, my team's going to get that anyway, and beyond which, too much danger of, hitting one or more of them, so sometimes you just have to, you know, change plans or, let it go. I decided to change plans, but yeah, as I recall, this round we kind of just pushed them back to their base and held them there, which doesn't happen a lot anymore, at least not on this side of it for me, but it was, kind of a nice change. But yeah, I am using the double 100 millimeter machine guns for the Guncannon MPT because that is just a really fun and highly damaging weapon. So, and yeah, like a lot of supports, it does enough damage with its Vulcans that they are, they are worth not sleeping on as well, especially since got to be able to do something while everything's reloading. So yeah, thinking that as a fellow support there, I missed which one, but here comes. I think that is a white Gundam in red Gundam color. Nope, that's a Castball again. I swear there was a white Gundam here. This is 450, but what do I know? It's hard to tell sometimes when they're shooting at you. Also, I think it kind of is hard to tell just because the Castball Gundam is clearly faster, I think, on its feet than than most of the classic RX-78 variants. So that kind of makes tracking it a little bit difficult. Again, especially with that a nice big kick. I still think it's funny that so far the Char mobile suits that have some version of his classic kick are all RX-78 variants. That's just funny. Let's see. The Alex is not turned around. When it does and, glances at me or breathes on... Okay, when anybody glances at me or breathes on me, I'm going to die. I was not able to take out that pilot, so they were probably going to prevent our base bombing. Which, not the worst news, honestly. We've got a decent lead and 90 seconds to expand it into an even better one. Again, since we are camping their base, we're in a good position even if the base bomb doesn't happen. Kind of looks like the, I was about to say, kind of looks like the enemy is waiting for the bomb to happen, because you do get more points for defusing than you do for planting, so, yeah, they waited until that happened, killed the bomber, and now they are going to defuse for those extra points, which, not the worst strategy for dealing with a base bomber. Or maybe they got killed themselves, since our team was kind of keeping track of the whole thing. Maybe the bomb will go off, I forget. But at any rate, yeah, the round is winding up here. Enemy team is fighting back relatively well, but since I have, like, no health to speak of, I am gonna hang very far back. Issue being, of course, to do damage as much as possible without... Yeah, there's no way around there, Rob. There would do as much damage as possible without, hopefully, stunning my allies. Luckily, the machine guns won't do that, so I was able to, sneak in, get the kill, sneak out. That Alex wants me, though. Okay, yeah, there's the defuse, and the Alex got me, but we do still have a lead, and with as little time as left on the clock, that is the extent of my useful play on this round, so... Let's see what we get. But yeah, I think it went fairly well, and like I said, I think the colors came out nicely, so I'm pretty happy with this all in all. And yep, we pulled it off. And yeah, like I said, happy with the Brawn colors. I got top score 4,300 out of 11,000. Out damaged by the RX-78, but I did 85,000 damage and did 8 and 3, so I'm fine with that. Anyway, that is going to do it for today's Gundam Battle Operation 2. We'll be back soon with more. Till next time, everybody take care and have fun. Later! So I think I was talking about some, like, decal arrangement in a previous video. And I was working on this request, and it turns out I misread, because... Brigadier Darman suggested using the mass production Guncannon specifically, and I think it was the best one for the job. But I had initially tried with the Guncannon Classic, which, unlike the MPT, does not have a central location for decals. So to make the equivalent of an Autobot symbol, I'd taken a couple just, like, red decals and put one on each side of the chest and used Transform to, like, squish them in the middle and try and match them up, which... don't know that I ever got it properly, but, it came out okay, but to be honest, this worked better overall and was a better round, so I got no complaints.